Very embarrassing photo, but it actually stands as a physical representation of what was going on inside of me. Okay? I was completely disgusted with myself. I was not taking care of myself physically. I was not taking care of myself mentally, spiritually. I was not grooming myself. I was not taking care of my hygiene. Day trading and just trading in general, it literally ruined my life. It sucked out every ounce of joy and passion and energy, and in return, it gave me hopelessness and despair, and I was in a really, really bad place. Okay, I got into trading because I wanted more time. I wanted to be able to spend time with my family. I wanted to be able to make money without having a job, without having a boss, without having clients, without having to work a business. I thought I could have my money work for me, right? But instead of getting all those things, once I started trading, after a few months, I had lost tens of thousands of dollars. I felt very, very guilty about the money that I had lost. I felt like a loser. I felt like a bad father. I felt like a bad husband. I felt like a bad steward of the things that God had given to me. And I was really in a bad place. Okay, and from this point onward, this is when I realized I had to make some serious changes if I was going to continue down this path, right? The path of being a trader. I was going to have to make some very serious changes. And unfortunately, it took me a lot of time and it lost me a lot of money to figure these things out. But I want to talk about some things that I would tell myself if I could go back in time and speak to me, right? Jason Casper, before I got into trading. What are the things that I would tell Jason Casper before he started trading? And this goes way beyond just the things you're thinking about, having a good strategy and all that. Because trading will permeate into every single aspect of your life. It has the ability to take over everything. It has the ability to rob you of sleep. It has the ability to rob you of fun and enjoyment. It has the ability to rob you of your family. And so one of the major things that I had to learn how to do was figure out how to balance everything in my life, how to compartmentalize trading and then everything else in my life, and then how to systematize this thing that we call trading. Specifically, I'm trading cryptocurrency, so the markets never close. And how do we make this fit into our life in a way that brings us joy, that brings us fun? For me right now, I love trading. I so much love trading. It's so fun for me. I don't have any stress when it comes to it because it's fun. I can do it if I want to. I cannot do it if I don't want to. There's no pressure. There's no stress. So we need to figure out how to do these things. Now for me, I'm a very structured person. I thrive on structure, waking up early. I love to exercise. I love fitness. I love studying, learning new things, spending time in the scripture, spending time in prayer, hanging out with my family. I love homesteading. I love raising animals. I love gardening. I love getting outside. And so I thought that trading was going to easily fit into this lifestyle, right? Well, I was wrong. I was way wrong. And it took me a long time to figure that out. So here are some different aspects of your life and how you can fit trading into every aspect in order to find balance, in order to find joy, fulfillment in trading, along with the other things that you are doing in your life. First thing I want to talk about, y'all, is time. Time. A lot of people get into trading because they think, imagine all the time I could have if I was a trader and I could generate income without having to be strapped to a specific amount of hours or a specific commute. Well, the problem with that is that if you just come into this game and you have no system, you have no routine, you have no schedule when it pertains to your trading, guess what? The markets never close. And what you might find yourself doing is being glued to the charts to the point where you literally have no time. I remember when I first got into trading, I was sometimes staying up for multiple days, looking at the charts, FOMOing in and out of positions, chasing price. And what ended up happening was I had no time to do anything else. It was almost like a gambling addiction, guys, because I had no structure, right? I had no system. I really had no strategy. I had no trading strategy. I had no risk management strategy. And so what we have to do is two things. Number one, we have to set parameters for ourselves when it comes to trading. We might say, I'm only going to trade from 2 hours before New York open till New York close. And after that, I am not going to think about the markets, even if there's a trade setup that I am waiting for. Because if we don't compartmentalize this and set hard boundaries for ourselves, trust me, this is going to sneak into your life to the point where you will find yourself there at 3 o'clock in the morning with your laptop in bed next to your wife who's like, what the heck are you doing up right now? And then the next day is going to be a horrible day. You're going to be tired, and that's going to lead to a whole bunch of other things, right? When you're tired, you tend to not eat healthy. When you don't eat healthy, you don't feel good, right? Now you're tired and you don't feel good, and you're eating foods that are just bad for your body in general. So it's this vicious cycle, and that will lead you down a path of feeling depressed, man. It will lead you down a path eventually where you're feeling like this guy, right? You haven't shaved in 17 years, right? You're bloated in the face, your skin looks like crap. You're sitting there on the bathroom floor, and your outward appearance is mirroring the way you feel inside because you're not managing your time. The second thing we have to do when it comes to time management is we have to approach trading like it's a job and systematize it. We have to have a trading strategy or a number of strategies that we abide by so that we are only taking the setups that present themselves to us, right? That is so important. If you are new to this, you are probably going to find yourself chasing price and entering in and out of trades without any rhyme or reason, right? Just all willy-nilly. But no, we have to have a strategy, a very clearly defined strategy with criteria A, B, C, and D that is going to get us into a trade, that is going to get us out of a trade. And then we have to do that with understanding that if we don't get a trade within our trading hours, it is what it is. The markets will always be here tomorrow. There is no pressure to get into a trade. If you live with that mentality, that you feel this pressure to get into a trade because you feel like you're going to miss out, I guarantee you that is going to suck up your time. That is going to lead you down a path of sleeplessness, of unhealthy eating, feeling like your life is totally in chaos. And it's going to compound until you get to the point where you feel like you have emotionally and physically hit rock bottom. Okay, this is very important. You have to put trading into your life in a way that fits. And speaking of strategies, guys, I do happen to have a trading course which will give you the blueprint, multiple strategies that you can use, risk management strategies and trading strategies that you can utilize so that you can set those hours, and then you can come to a chart in the morning, make a plan for the day, and then all the pressure's off because you know your trading hours, you know the setups that you are looking to trade. If none of the setups happen, no big deal. You come to the chart in the next day and do the same thing again. Currently a 30% discount, guys, for the holiday. Make sure to take advantage of that. We have 2 courses. We have the comprehensive trading course. We also have the order flow course that me and Boyd from the Discord put together. Make sure to take advantage of that if you're interested. Also, if you are looking for a trading community, a thriving trading community of traders who are doing this day in and day out, you can check out patreon.com/Jason Casper. This is the community where I post my trading plans every single day. We have a whole bunch of traders posting their plans, posting their setups every single day. It's a great educational community. But now we have to talk about money because, let's be honest, the reason we are trading in the first place is because we are here to make money. We are not here to lose money. We are not here to gamble our money. We are here to make money. And like I said, when I had first gotten into trading, during this time, when I felt like I'd hit rock bottom, and I wasn't sleeping right, and I wasn't eating right, and I was obsessed with the charts, and every time I would take a loss, I would revenge trade and double down on my position size and take bigger and bigger losses until I had lost literally tens and tens of thousands of dollars. Okay, I quickly realized that I was doing things wrong. Okay, when it comes to the money aspect of trading, there's 2 things. First, you have to fall in love with the process of trading. You cannot focus on the money because the moment you start focusing on the money will be the moment you start losing money. The moment you stop focusing on the money and instead you fall in love with the process of doing the analysis, of planning a trade setup and then having that trade play out according to your plan, that is when the gains will come. But the gains will not come unless you implement risk management, a clear risk management strategy. This has literally been the single most important thing when it comes to my trading, guys, is my risk management strategy. Meaning I do not risk more than 1% of my stack per trade. Okay, every single trade I take, regardless of how risky or dangerous or sensational for the internet it is, right? Because I do that, right? I'm a sensational guy when I do my live streams. I like being sensational. I like freaking out. But the reality is, guys, I am only ever risking 1% of my stack per trade. What does that mean? That means I could take 3 losses in a row and lose 3% of my count. And I could have one trade going my way. It could be a 4% gain on my whole count. I'm net in profit by a little bit, basically about break even after 3 losses and 1 win. This is something that people do not realize, that when it comes to trading, we're putting the probabilities in our favor, right? Trading is like flipping a coin. It's either going to go in our direction or it's going to go against us. So it's a 50-50 shot. If we have a trading strategy that can now give us more than a 50-50 shot, let's say we have a back-tested strategy and we know, hey, 12-minute divergences at a golden pocket, I know this has an 8 out of 10 win rate. Now we have an 80% chance of the trade going our way, okay? So we're putting the odds in our favor. Now, to add another safety on top of that, we're saying, okay, we know that we're going to take losses. There's still a 20% chance this trade could go wrong. And if it does go wrong, I'm only going to lose 1% of my capital. Because if I lose 1% of my capital, and I take a loss, and then I take another loss, and then I take another loss, and then I take another loss, I'm down 4%. Big deal. If you're a trader, you could make back 4% in a trade. You could make back more than that in a trade easily. The problem is when people are risking more than they should. If you lose 50% of your stack in one trade, guess what? You have to make 100% in order to get that back in the next trade. It's an uphill battle. And let me say something else. Not only are you going to have to make more back on your second trade, but now you have the temptation to say, dang, I lost all this money. I need to make it back quick. And so you're going to have the temptation to put more on the next trade than you did on the first trade. And now you're trading with emotion, and now you're gambling. Now you are not trading, right? And what you're doing is you're actually being foolish with your money. Again, the number one priority when it comes to trading is preservation of that capital, right? That should be your number one goal, is to not lose money. If you can focus on not losing money, the gains will come. Let me assure you that the gains will come, because as you get better at this and you're risking only 1%, then you stop caring about if you're in drawdown, right? People have seen me trade. I take trades. I'm in drawdown. I don't often use a stop loss because oftentimes my leverage is at a point where if I get liquidated, I'm only losing 1%. So I'll let that trade ride. I'm not sitting there going, oh no, oh, it's going down, oh, it's going up. Right? I don't care. I will hold it to the death because I had a plan. I'm sticking to the plan. And I know if it goes wrong, well, hey, I'm abiding by my good risk management. And if it does go wrong, I'll get to the next trade. There have been many times where I take a trade, it gets stopped out, and then the same setup presents itself literally right there. And I take another trade, hop back in, and this time, it's a massive win. So risk management, guys. And it's not a marathon. I mean, it's not a sprint. It is a marathon, right? Yes, it will take time to build up capital. It will take time. But if you focus on the process and you fall in love with the process, over time, you will start making significant gains from doing this. There are 3 very important pillars to trading: having a strategy, abiding by good risk management, and then having the discipline to actually abide by the parameters that you have set up for yourself. If you can get these 3 things down, I guarantee that you will have an enjoyable time trading. Trading is supposed to be fun. It's supposed to be enjoyable. You come to the charts, you have a strategy, you're making plans. It's very, very fun and enjoyable. But you have to abide by the framework that you set up for yourself. Because trust me, it is a very slippery slope into a gambling addiction. where you are wasting your money, where you are not taking care of your body. And trust me, it will compound and you will feel like a horrible person. Now, trading will really show you how much of a bad person you are. It will show you your faults. It will show you where your character is weak. Because we live in a society where we are so used to instant gratification. I know for myself, right, the type of person I am, if I am going to do something, I'm just going to dive right into it. I'm not going to read the instruction manual. I'm going to learn by doing. I'm a ready, fire, aim kind of guy, right? So when I got into trading and I got into this ready, fire, aim mentality, it did not turn out very well. If that is your personality, take some time, learn what you are doing first, have a system, and here are some practical things you can do. Get those 3 things down: strategy, risk management, and then the discipline. How can you practice that third one? Whoops, can't do that on YouTube. The way, guys, is by either demo trading or trading with a very small amount of money. You can either start with a fake account, which I don't really like because it's not, the emotions aren't there, right? When you're dealing with your actual money, it's very emotional. So I recommend you start with an amount of money that would hurt if you lost, but it wouldn't wreck you. It's not a big deal, right? So if $100 is a lot of money to you, and it's like, man, if I lost this $100, it would really suck, but it wouldn't be that big of a deal. Start with $100. If $1,000 is like that for you, start with $1,000. If $20 is like that for you, start with $20. Start with a small account, abide by your strategy, by your risk management, and practice that discipline. And if you can take a $20 account and grow it, you could grow a $100,000 account. Or you could grow your $20 account to a $100 account, and then to a $1,000 account, and then to a $10,000 account, right? The process stays the same. It does not matter how much money you have in the account, which actually is something else that's very important. A lot of people think, man, you know, I only have $1,000. I'm going to be making like a couple bucks per trade. And so they get discouraged, and that can tempt them to maybe put more money than they should into an account, and then the next thing they know, because they haven't built up the discipline, because they haven't built up the strategy, they have not built up the experience, they end up gambling away 10 grand instead of just gambling away $10, right, or $1,000. So please, if you are new to this, you need to make sure that you have those 3 things down on lock. And then once you can enjoy the process and you're not thinking about how much money you're making, I guarantee that is when the gains will come. I have met so many traders, and I've been so blessed and privileged to be able to have this platform and my trading Discord. And I've seen so many people start from nothing or start as losing traders, and within the course of a few months to a year have become very, very good and profitable traders because they've gotten these 3 things down. So that is it for today's video, guys. I just wanted to come in, make a little practical video for you guys. God bless everybody. In the name of Jesus the Messiah, I pray everybody is super blessed. Even if you're not religious, that is a-okay with me. And I'll see y'all in the next video. Peace!